In the previous video, I have talked to you about how I'm going to scale my local business into an international one. In this video, I will show you my workflow and the mistakes that you can avoid in order to save some money. Serious money actually, because I have burnt a lot of money for no reason because of a bad setting in my workflow. So first and foremost, the most important thing is that you go to Claude console, because we're gonna use Claude, of course, for strategic decisions and of course for coding and building, and use the workspaces. Up here on the left side, you can choose all workspaces, default, DeFi Hungary and Wigner Capital. Or local business is of course DeFi Hungary, and our international scaled business will be Wigner Capital. So we will use the same database and same architecture for Wigner Capital, but with a multi-language model. In these videos, I'm talking about a business that I've already built up and is working. But if you are starting off and you have no idea what you would like to do, you just start talking to an AI. It can be Gemini, it can be ChatGPT, or it can be Claude. I would use Gemini if you want to have some more humoristic answers. And for more strategic purposes, I would use ChatGPT in order to create prompts or even loops, or just to talk about ideas. And if you have the idea, a specific idea, you can go onto this rabbit hole where you can specify every single step that you want to make. And then you go to the execution layer, which for me is either Codex on GPT, or it can be Claude Code with multiple agents running in the same time that I can remotely control from my phone. And these agents can run on a virtual server, or they can run on my laptop, or wherever you want to install them. And for everything, you talk to what? You talk to GPT or to Claude. And trust me, these engines tell you what to do. And if they are too quick, you just tell them to either slow down or be more specific. And if you have the final business idea, you can create a master prompt. The master prompt describes your business, your goals, and you can then build up your agentic workflow from it. And we are going to talk about the agentic workflow here. So what I did was create a Claude account for my agents, and I created different workspaces. And in every workspace, I had the settings where I can put the limits. First, I have a general limit for every single workspace, and in the workspace inside, I can put on the manage tab limit, and on every limit I can set that I can spend maximum 150 or 300 euros per month. What's the caveat here? You can make a mistake that I made. That means you forgot to set these limits and you forgot to ask Claude before you were starting off doing the agent workflows that you have, first of all, a subscription. So you subscribe to, for example, a max plan like me, and you forgot to create the workspace on the Claude console. Most important thing. So first of all, you go to console, you create the workspace, you set the limits, then you screenshot everything and you talk to Claude at the same time. It means it will tell you what's the best workflow, what's the best setting, and what's the most cost-efficient way to develop. And that's what I forgot, and this is why I burned $5,000 in 3 months, which I could have avoided. After you have set your console, you go to the actual chat function and you will start a new project. New project means you have to give the master prompt into the description what you are trying to achieve. For that, you can use ChatGPT's conversations. Hey ChatGPT, please create a master prompt about my project that I would like to achieve, and please be very specific, be as long as and detailed as possible, and just create the master prompt. After the master prompt, you just put it into here. Then you can start a new chat and you can add the new chat to the specific project that you're working on. That's the most simple way to start off. After that, you can start a new chat that you have to add to the project, or you open up the new chat in the project inside, so Claude knows the whole context. And then you just start talking to it like to a person. Like, okay, we will start today with the build. Please tell me what to do. which server I have to buy, which data structure would you like to recommend, what kind of workflow would you recommend to this development, and it will tell you everything that you have to do step by step. To me, it was very important that first of all, I will create a GitHub profile, because onto GitHub I can create repositories where I can upload, commit my developments, and on these repositories other agents can join in and build my apps and my websites. So it's very important that on GitHub you have every repository and the Claude pipelines are built up so Claude can see your code. GitHub is the second step in my workflow. After it's finished, I start my agents with all the settings that I set in the Claude console in my workspaces. Claude will know exactly on which project I'm working and in which settings we are using. This is the most cost-efficient way to develop. Then I'm using Claude Code agents where I'm in the Opus 4.8 modus, because Fable 5 is not working. For that, you can use model. You can ask it which model you want to use. I recommend Opus, but for very basic stuff, I would use Sonnet. Then, if I'm starting off, I'm always talking to Claude in the chat. So I'm always chatting with Claude in the specific project inside. And I tell them, today we're going to develop this and this and this. Please create a very well built up brief for Claude Code so I can start it off and go do my thing. And then it's creating the briefs and I'm letting Claude Code run the whole day. To get a non-stop working Claude Code agent, you can buy a virtual server, a VPS, where your agents can work on. For that, you will ask Claude Code, how should I have a agentic workflow on a VPS remotely controlled from my phone? And it will tell you step by step everything what you have to do. This is why I'm using Claude Code on a VPS that reaches my GitHub, knows my whole code, knows my purpose, how I would like to build up my project because of the master prompt. And you can remotely control every single agent from your phone from the Claude app. For that, you just have to put remote into your Claude Code agent and it will tell you remote control the session from your phone or Claude AI code. And that's it. And it will add it to the Claude Code remote control. So you can leave the house and let the agents run. You can start multiple agents in the same time and you can remote control them from your phone. If you do not want to have virtual servers, you can just leave your laptop at home. It's open. You set the timer off so it doesn't turn it off and you put the brightness down and you put it onto a charger and Claude Code runs on your computer. You can do that as well. For me, it's better to have a virtual server so I can really reach Claude Code anytime if I'm offline. For example, my laptop is dead or whatever, and I can just continue with the build, with the projects, and I can remote control everything if I'm on the run. So these would be my basic workflow settings in order to have the most efficient way to develop. I hope the video was helpful to you. If yes, then leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.